Welcome back. Let's talk about this week's episode of Beverly Hills Aunt.
Beverly Hills.
We
You know
decided
what?
to change our intro,
Yeah,
everyone.
we
Just get to
decided
it right
we're just
away.
getting boom, boom, boom. The highlight of the episode almost this week. Well, there was a lot. I love when they go on a trip. I do. I live vicariously through these women.
Two things on this week happened that I really don't like.
Oh,
Hold
I'm
on, just
sure,
one.
but I thought it was interesting that Avi was there.
Yeah,
Nico was there. Who
Nico's a whack job, in my
Nico? How
opinion.
old is Nico? Is he 12?
You know why I say that? People are going to probably judge me, think I'm
I
like
don't care.
stereotypical, whatever. I don't care either. It's more just, I think he wants to be on TV.
Well, he
He like
looks
wears like
12. Nico looks
maybe,
12.
yeah. They
He's a
call
little
him Neeks
young,
too.
huh?
I think one of them called him Neeks one of the times they got there.
I don't know. And I mean, everybody has at least think about how much the housewives have changed. Before you never saw the glam, you never saw the
The
Instagram
assistants.
photos and everybody getting them ready. And
It's
now
because
we're
Andy wants
finding
to put
out.
as many gay men on television as possible. Look at Southern Charm. Every week there's a new gay guy that pops up.
I don't
It's
even
like,
when we
now
get
that
to
now because they got no one else is not none of the other housewives assistants that are all probably, basic blonde girls. They're not being shown this season. It's only Avi
Ave
and
Maria.
Nico. Ave Maria and Nico. Yeah.
Yeah. I do love when they go away, but how funny is it that they both had the same dress,
That's one of the
Garcelle
things I
and
hate.
Kyle?
That's
What,
one
that
of the
they
things I
had the
hate.
same
I hate
dress?
same dresses. I'm like, producers, don't you guys have a job? Figure out what they're wearing.
I
And then
mean,
the other thing I
don't
hate
see that a lot
is to
though.
be continued.
I do hate to be continued.
Same.
We've had way too many this year.
Sutton Stracke to be continued every week.
Absolutely. And
Dragging.
um
I
I
can't stand her.
we haven't had a lot of outfits that are
Sutton
doubles.
Stracke is giving me,
Her mother.
no, Dorinda, the season she was put on pause.
Oh.
Like running in circles, trying to catch a ball that you can't catch, and all you're doing is just running and running and
Was that
running
the
and
year she
running and
did
running.
clip, clip,
Yep.
clip?
Yep. And I'm not before people attack, I'm not saying that Sutton and Dorinda, like Sutton drinks the same amount as Dorinda did. No, I'm just saying like the constant like you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do this. Not gonna do this. Like, no, it's like shut up. You got
Well,
so mad when Kyle stormed off.
yeah, I know. Well, here's the thing, and this is exactly what I wrote down in my notes, is that Sutton's a pain in the neck.
Yes.
Okay. And she's annoying. She's getting natty to me, kind of like a bug that won't go away. And you
Yeah.
have to keep on swatting it
And
in
like
the
when you
summer.
smack it once, sometimes it stays alive too.
Yeah, but you know what? But the thing is,
So you gotta hit it
Dorit's
again.
Dorit's not a sympathetic character either. And
No.
I think that's half the conflict. I don't really love or hate either one of them. Sometimes
Exactly.
when we had like Bethany and Jill back in the day, everybody like hated on Jill and they all would
Yeah.
love Bethany. She got her own show. I think Bethany was maybe the first housewife to get her own little spin-off with Bethany
Of
Gets
course.
Married in the
Why are
whole
we
bit.
diving into that? Keep going.
No, I'm just saying that
Keep it
it's
moving.
it's easier to have in this argument to have somebody you like versus somebody you hate.
No,
I don't
what
care
I'm
for
trying to
either
tell,
one of
like,
them. I could care
exactly,
less. That's the
exactly.
problem
They need
with
to
this
just go
conflict.
away, both
The
of them.
problem with this conflict is I don't have a horse in the race.
Well, there's no,
I could care
but I
less.
think it goes deeper than that. They're not relevant characters in the show anymore.
No, and you know, and now that we saw Sutton's mom, she's coming. I can see why she is the way she is. I'm not going to blame them. I'm not going to blame the mother for Sutton's actions now with Dorit because she's a grown woman and she should be able to correct her her generational trauma.
Do you
But
think Sutton's actually getting mental health help watching the show now? Because like
no, I don't think she's
how many
aware of.
psychiatrists do you think have reached out to Sutton in her DMs to be like, hey, you really need to go like heal that inner child that's clearly wounded and
Yeah,
needs
well,
so
her
much
father did like
attention
blow his,
and
commit
validation from your
suicide.
mother. Yeah,
Mm.
but like you need to go heal that child that lost their dad to suicide, that believes that their mother needs to be their full approval. Sutton, like no one is believing this. Like you are like suffocating yourself needing the approval of your mom. And it's like, you need help. So go get it now. Because if not,
N-
I'm going to have no respect for you. I don't
Not
have
only
no.
that, but I find it very hard to believe she was married as long as she was and had three children with this
With
man.
this kind of attitude, like, and
Yeah.
this kind of
Unless she
behavior,
wasn't like this before. Maybe she was different when she was friends with Merce.
I think that she strives for validation from whoever is closest to her. And like when she was younger with her mom, they probably had that friction, and then meets her husband, and then it's like, she's busy and has the kids, and maybe it's a little bit of mom, and then as it got more her husband, when the kids got older, it was like he started to feel that, and now he's gone, and then the kids grew up, and now it's back to mom. And it's
Yeah.
like, I just think that she's constantly looking for validation, and some things move on. So she doesn't have, like, it doesn't make sense for her anymore to hold on to like her kids validating her, because like they're just not gonna, maybe, or I don't know. She just is
I don't
really
know.
mentally disturbed. That's all I can say.
No, and I wonder if you can tell a lot. We should analyze this, because we're probably going to have a little pause, people.
Well, she was
Um,
obsessed with Kyle having her back. So like there we go, right?
without a
So there's
doubt.
the
And
validation.
do
She
you
searches for it from the
think,
Hiltons and from Kyle Richards, Kathy
yeah.
Hilton. I'd imagine, I'd love to see Sutton around Kim. And I hate to say this, Kim, but I think Sutton wouldn't have the same energy towards you that she would with Kyle and Kathy, because she doesn't look at you as above her.
Well, Kathy's a lot of work.
Yeah, but Sutton wants to
Kathy's
be
a
on that
lot
inner
of work.
circle. Sutton wants to be on the inner circle with Kathy. I actually think way more than Kyle. But she knows that she needs to keep Kyle
Yes.
on her good side to stay good
Hmm.
with Kathy, because Kyle and Kathy seem like they're past like ever having a big divide ever again, right? And
Oh
so
no, they're probably in one right now. I don't
maybe,
think
but
that.
they're not, but
I
not deep. They're like I think they're past that. Though they've had that hard time in their life. And so Sutton, or yeah, Sutton thinks, "Oh, I got to be happy. We got to be with both," because she's obsessed with getting invited to Kathy Hilton's parties. That's why she's so quick to
Oh.
turn on
Oh, so that's where
Garcelle.
you think it's really
Yeah, that's
coming
why
from.
she's so
Huh.
quick to turn on, like I can see Garcelle's frustration. I wish that Garcelle would say the truth. It's not just that Sutton's obsessed with Kyle. Sutton's obsessed with the Richards sisters.
Okay. Do you think it's because she considers them financial equals?
No, I think that's because she considers them famous, way more famous than she is.
So she's
Paris
trying to.
Hilton,
Oh, okay.
Kyle
So
Richards.
you think she's trying to like hitch her
I think it's always
carriage?
been about that for Sutton. That's why I think
Oh,
she has a
really?
fake store that doesn't make money, a sustainable
Yeah.
fashion line that doesn't make money. She has to get this big, amount of alimony and whatever she gets, and that whole kit and caboodle, and live in Beverly Hills and all. Why'd she ever move to Beverly Hills? What, like, I don't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Why'd she come to Beverly Hills? Yeah.
exactly,
Why is
like,
she there to begin with? Did they go?
exactly.
Was the husband in California from? Or where were?
Or
Yeah.
did she
That's
want to move there? Like, was that her dream? She wanted to be like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think Sutton's a fame whore.
okay. No, that's valid. I never thought
And
of
I
that. I
think
never.
Dorit is a little bit too. And when you put them together,
Oh, Dorit. Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah. It's
there's no
who's a bigger fame whore.
authenticity.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
like why
Yeah.
you might feel that like numbness with them, because it's kind of like, okay, yes, and okay, yes. And when you think of Garcelle, you're like, all right, Garcelle is like producing, and like she's on other
I
projects,
think
and
she's
she's actually a
real.
star. Like Kyle is a star. Erica,
You're not
like
you're entirely
whatever
right.
way you want to say it, like her husband's case being as crazy as it is made her a star.
A
Like,
star. A
and so I
star.
just think that Dorit's been looking for a star. And let me just tell you, Boy George and PK ain't making you no star.
They're not making you a star. No,
Even
no,
Kyle,
no.
she works with Jamie Lee Curtis. She does the Halloween movies as made like that. That's so much more than any of these women, right?
So much more
And
at all.
Bose is like in her own category of housewife. She like is just so good.
Well, and not only that, like I told you, we've had before this conversation of who's actually self-made in the housewife world,
Yeah.
and there aren't a lot.
Bethany Bose.
Vicky Gunvalson, she made a
Yes.
lot out of that little. She made Kodo Insurance something big. Um, I don't know how many others have really taken it, who weren't stars to begin with. I'm
Yeah.
talking about became stars because of this show. I mean, Candy was already,
Oh yeah, Candy was a star self-made.
she's self-made, but she was a star beforehand.
Well, yeah, but
All
Vicky
right, I
was
mean,
self-made beforehand too.
yeah, but not really. She had her little Kodo Insurance out of one room in her house. that they all worked in. And now she has huge offices with
Oh,
people
yeah,
all
you're
over the
right.
place.
Okay.
She kind of went big. Bethany was like selling her little crumpets at the market, and then she sold it for 100 million. I mean, there aren't a lot of
Kelly
women.
Killer and Ben Simone was a supermodel, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she was a supermodel before.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Well,
talking
Countess
about
Luann now as a cabaret star.
she is a superstar.
Bethany Frankel's a social media star now too, bigger than anything she's ever
I
done.
love her, kind of. She goes on and on talking
I
about
loved
these,
when Alex
you
Earl
know,
ditched her at dinner in Miami.
listen, I don't want to get too far off
We're
subject.
not gonna. Let's keep going.
No, but I just want to say one thing.
Oh, okay.
If you're interested in mental health episodes, follow
Oh.
Kanye West on, on
Oh,
X,
okay.
because watching somebody go into full breakdown is quite fascinating, especially when he says, "Stop texting me that I need to go to the hospital." As he's spiraling out of control. I don't mean to make light of his mental
I
health
think it's
issues.
okay. I think he crossed the line the last tweet, like with the whole, like what he said, like,
Oh, he totally crosses the
yeah.
line,
No,
but
no,
it's
but he
not.
did like what, 3 weeks ago when he like the things he deleted, like what he put out there, it wasn't gray. Like it wasn't gray anti-Semitism where you can like take it one way or another.
No.
It was like bolded, underlined, italicized. Isn't that a housewife quote where they're like, they bolded, underlined, italicized? It was like direct. So I don't think it's bad to laugh at that because like it's truly
Okay,
like,
here's the thing. I'm going to give everybody a lesson here in a much older person and a millennial. You are concerned with the content that he's putting out, what he's
no, no.
saying.
What I'm saying to you
Me,
is I think
I
it's
could care
okay to
less what
laugh
he
at I
says.
think it's okay to laugh at what he's doing now because of that. Like before, I think it was like he was just a poor soul. I would say, oh, because you were the one that said, I don't care. I hope I don't offend people. I think he's so far past that, it's okay to laugh.
I'm not even laughing at what he says.
No,
I'm
I know what you're
laughing at
saying.
the
Yeah.
manic
Yes.
episode he's having, especially when he's conscious enough to go, "Stop telling me I should go to the hospital."
Yes, of course.
I mean, that makes me laugh. It just does. And I listen, uh, uh,
What does this
I
have to do with the housewives?
is telling people, if you don't follow Ye, if you want a good laugh, do. I don't
Okay.
know. He's self-made. I guess we were talking about self-made people. I know some people are offended by Ye. I kind of, he sometimes tweets 24 hours a day, doesn't stop. I don't think he sleeps.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it fascinating. That's all. But why I like the Housewives, why I've watched the Kardashians and all these other reality shows,
Kardashian.
is because I study human nature, and so
The
Kanye,
professor.
so Kanye would interest me because I like seeing what people do. That's why I watch the Housewives.
Okay, I like to observe everything.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, back to the
what do
Housewives.
what,
Sutton,
yeah, can you just get
okay,
go to it,
talk
please?
about Garcelle and
Okay.
how she's jealous a little bit of this Sutton. There's another human.
No, no, no. I don't think she's jealous. I think she's tired of being loyal to Sutton and Sutton picking the Richards.
Always. She's always gonna,
But that's what I
which is
think
sad,
Garcelle's. No,
which
no,
is
no, no.
sad,
I think you need to think of this a little
sad.
more personally in your own life. Garcelle has consistently done the right thing, and
Always.
she's watched someone do the convenient, easy, let me do this because I want to kiss someone's ass. It's good for me and have no regards for everything you've done, person. So isn't it like maybe Garcelle's just had enough and is setting a boundary?
Or
Sound
maybe she's
familiar?
seeing it, she's seeing her in a different light. I did
Yeah.
like what Erica said. Erica said, "You pose as a friend, but you work as an enemy."
Ooh.
That's
Oof.
what Erica
Ooh.
said. And who would think that if you just sit back
Yeah.
and be authentic,
Yes. Authentic self.
that you can come back? Because Erica has. I told you, I'm
Oh,
still not a
Erica's amazing.
fan, but I can appreciate what she's done
What
to
did you
turn her life around. And you know what she did for the first
what?
time?
What?
She's authentic
Yeah.
now. That is what she really is,
Oh
authentic.
yeah.
Before she was like this mistress of the manor, the
Yeah,
wife.
no, she's good now.
She
She
didn't
is so
really
well.
have a,
Do you know what I have to say? She is so well spoken. Her
oh,
diction is phenomenal.
Well, she's an actress,
I know,
and
but it's better than most. Like when I tell you she's just really, she
well, she
sounds
lived with a
so elegant.
high-priced lawyer for
I
years. She
know. I
learned
get
how
it.
to negotiate,
I
just
totally
like
hear that.
other people who are in the news. If you have years of
Of
negotiating,
course, I get
it's
it.
very easy to manipulate someone who doesn't even know they're being manipulated,
Of course.
you know?
Durr, we know that.
And I think Erica, now I can say that Erica, I think, was living an inauthentic life when she was married to Tom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She
her life
that's
was
why
not
she
authentic.
overdid it when she was on
Yes.
stage.
Hmm.
And I have a feeling that like, I didn't see her in Chicago before. I didn't, I haven't gone and seen her in this one either. But I bet she's doing better because I'm sure she's in a much better place in her life and she can be a better actress. And I think, I'm happy for Erica. I think the show needs a shakeup.
I
I will say
definitely needs a shakeup.
Dorit needs to go. She needs to be put on pause, handle her
Dorit,
marital.
we're calling her
Yeah.
Dorit, not Dorit.
Boring, Doring,
Now, do you
boring
think
Dorit.
did she get new boobs or did she just get really thin? Because they're
I don't
busting
know.
out all over these days.
I
I
just
mean, they're
think
just monstrous for her tiny little body.
she just doesn't have it. I don't know what else to say. She just is like, there's something about her that she's trying to. And I have to say, I do appreciate why I watch the after show. I like watching her and Bose in the after show. I think she
Yes,
genuinely appreciates Bose's
I
wisdom.
agree. She does. I agree. I watched the
Like
after show
the
too.
recent one where she was like, "Oh
I
my
don't know
God,
if I
mind
watched this
blown.
week's.
Thank you." She like it was like she thought it was therapy because Bose was like explaining things to her. And I have to say,
Oh,
Bose
Bose knows people.
Bose also is like you can tell she like I have a feeling that Bose like
Her second season might
here's
be
the
very
reality.
different
Some
than
people
her
come on the
first.
Housewives. I don't think I've ever seen someone come on the Housewives and without trying automatically is just a step above the rest. Like, I'm not saying that Bose is richer than all of them. That's not true. I don't think that she's prettier than all of them. That's not true. I don't think that she's more fashionable than all of them. That's not true. I would go as far as saying I don't think she's smarter than all of them. But she is the most power. Like, she has this confidence in herself where it's not cocky. It is how she speaks, how she delivers her
She's
words.
authentic.
She's real, but she's also so confident and so secure. She
Hmm.
is so secure in herself. And of course, that definitely has come with a lot of her success in the corporate world, of course.
Of course,
But
she's a
she
success on
had
her
it to
own.
be able to
Right.
get, she had that in her, of course, like she had that potential clearly and had that skill set, or she wouldn't have succeeded in the corporate world. So,
Of course.
and I just think that it's a lesson for a lot of these housewives. I don't know how it would be a mistake, I think, to give her her own show or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
But
no,
I
no, no,
do
no. She
think that
needs an
she is
ensemble.
raising the bar when it comes to like potentially other women that might be willing to come into the show. Because as of this point in the season,
Yeah. Well,
she
it's
has
almost
not
over.
she has not really yeah, that's my point. Like she has not had to get messy at all. And
No.
she has been like like staying power. Like
Hmm.
she is with it. She has diffused situations. She's been super open and vulnerable about her life, about everything. And yet she's also like been so sound with how she speaks and she hasn't had any of these rookie moments, knock on wood.
No, she hasn't. You're right. She
I
hasn't had a
hope,
rookie.
yeah, like I hope it opens the door to
Well,
like
you know what you can
others
see?
that want to do this that maybe
I'm going
haven't
to
thought
tell
of it.
you, if I was on The Real Housewives of Boston, the last thing I would have you do when you came into my house would be take off your shoes. I would be embarrassed to ask people to take off their shoes the first time they came in my house, first season, housewife. She didn't have any problem with it. No,
That
you're gonna
would
have to take
do you
off
know
your
who would
shoes.
do you know who
Take
would
off your
be that
shoes.
same way in such a positive, sweet, kind way? If your daughter cared about that, that would be her. Without changing the face, it'd be, oh, it's so great to see you. Yep, but the shoes off. Yep, that's it. Like just
But
because
the
when someone feels
idea,
that way, they're confident in their
but the idea that she's
hospitality.
asking these successful women and she's on a TV, like she's not making exceptions. That the TV crew's in her house.
I
She
get
doesn't
it.
care.
No,
You're taking off your shoes.
I know.
I mean, that's where you see what somebody's all really about.
Totally.
Because
And I
look
hope
at
that it raises the bar.
Bronwyn, who had a first season. Her dogs had
Oh,
poop
shitting
all over the
everywhere.
place.
Yeah, her dogs literally are pooping as they're filming. And there's just something about some of these like women that come on, they try so hard to stay.
Yeah.
I
And
just think
she's not, she was
she's
doesn't
not.
care if she comes back or not.
And I hope it opens up the door to people that maybe would never like those, they always hear of like, oh, never voting Democrat, never voting Republican, never being on the Housewives. Like there's that class of people, right? That are like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
never
There's
be
a
on
lot of
that.
people in
Or
Beverly
like,
Hills who would never be.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like there's celebrities that would
Yeah.
never do it.
New York people, same way.
But I think that there's also like I don't even know if it would be celebrities per se, or it could be like just even business people. Like you think of like just
Yeah,
again, like
yeah, yeah.
there's people in Boston, right? Like the founders of the Fidelity. Like if they
Yeah.
were inspired to do the Housewives,
They
that would
would,
get
that
cameras.
would,
But
that would
that
be
would get
amazing.
cameras
Yeah,
here,
yeah, it would.
right?
Totally.
So it's like,
I don't want to really promote somebody else, but on Instagram, there is somebody who I don't even have their name. I'm going to tell you, it's really great. How
okay.
much did it cost this week on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? And they go through every single person's
Oh, I
outfit
love
and
that. That's
how much it
fabulous.
cost.
I love that.
And I will tell you consistently, Bose has some expensive outfits. Like the dress that Garcelle and Kyle both had on was $1,800. Okay,
Mm.
just for instance. The bathing suits were all like, four, 500. The cover-ups were 500. They went through the whole list, what bag they had, how much it was. I will say that Bose outfits aren't cheap, okay? Because $175 is still sort of a lot for a bathing suit. But she's wearing like that stuff and she's still making it all look good.
And she doesn't need to have the other stuff on.
No, because I mean, like Dorit's
She's just
swimsuit
happy. She's
was
just happy
like
being herself.
Dorit's swimsuit was like 1,700,
Oh
and
yeah.
the other ones was like $170.
Hmm.
And that's how sure she is of herself. Every week when I watch this on Instagram, and it says they had this bag and this bag, and this is what the glasses and the whole. But
Yeah,
Kyle's glasses are always like 1,800, and Bo's are like 375.
exactly.
And that's maybe why I like her. I wouldn't say that's still authentic, but I do like her. I don't have any problems with her.
Yeah.
And you're going to
Who's
ask
your
me who
mess?
mess?
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing about Kathy
Oh
Hilton is
God, we
she
keep
needs a
talking.
lot, but she needs a lot of help. It's like constant. You have to
Oh
get
yeah,
her napkin, her spoon, a dish, a this,
totally.
a that. She's helpless, Kathy Hilton. My mess is as it should be somebody but Sutton, but I still
It's
feel like
Sutton. It's
Sutton's
got
a
to be
mess.
Sutton. Sutton's
Sutton,
my
you're a
mess too.
mess. Hey, everybody,
Follow us,
follow
like us.
us.
Yeah. Subscribe us, comment us.
You know
Love
who we
you.
are. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.